Hello everybody, Joe Donuts here. Welcome back for another episode of Umineko. Last time we left off, Yasuda fully went, I reject my humanity, Jojo, and put on the stone mask and became Beatrice, but also Shannon is also Yasuda, so, you know, it was a little internal conflict there. At least, I'm gonna look real dumb if Shannon isn't Yasuda, but, you know, it's like 95% confirmed. They just haven't outright said it. You know, very heavily implied. But in the past, they have also heavily implied other things that are completely wrong. Or misleading. So I wouldn't put it past them. And then I would certainly have egg on my face and would look the fool. But once again, that is no different than normal. Meant to record yesterday, but I had no energy. Just straight up didn't want to. I'd been studying for like 3 days for my promotion test, and my brain was just mush. Even like rereading all my material yesterday was no point. It was just all visual white noise. Like nothing stuck. It was just like I was a digital scanner and just reading the information and then doing nothing with it. Terrible. But anyway, I took my test today. How'd it go? I'll find out in like God, when do they usually post the scores? It's like July or August. It's gonna be months. That's what I hate. The endless waiting for them to post the scores. But it is what it is. That's that's government efficiency for you. But let us continue the story as I am tired today. I'm tired. I'm turd. I also... Oh, hey, Mammon. Updated OBS, and my computer restarted on me when I was at work. So all the settings were weird. Like my mouse. You can't see it because I have the mouse cursor turned off. But it was moving super slow, even at max speed. Turns out there's like a setting in like the mouse properties that's like precision whatever. That was turned on, and that slows it down so that way it's not jittering all over the place, but... I have a fairly big monitor. It's not giant. It's like, what is it across? It's like 3,800 pixels or whatever. So when the mouse is moving slow, I have to like drag my mouse like 4 times to get it across when it's like on that precision setting. Yeah, not very conductive for, you know, using it, especially because I have 2 monitors. God forbid I have to fucking get to a file that's on my right monitor and my mouse is all the way on the left. I made sure to make sure my microphone was turned up all the way so that way it doesn't sound like I'm talking from across the room. And going by my waveforms, it looks fine so far, but we'll find out. Trust but verify. Always a good policy.
それから奥様が食堂のテーブルクロスをもう一度変えるようにと仰せだ。
あらあら、昼間に皆さんで苦労して変えたばかりだというのに。
あのテーブルクロスではどうも色が違います。よくよく室内との調和を見てみたら、やはり合いませんでした。
Fair.
やはり別のテーブルクロスにします。
You know, personal preference, but then again, this is your house, so I'd say your personal preference holds quite a bit of sway.
それから客間のシャンデリアの清掃はちゃんと確認しているでしょうね。エヴァさんが見上げて、あれは埃？それともまさか雲の巣？なんて言い出すことが二度とあってはなりませんよ。
How do you even clean a chandelier? Like, honest question.
ご安心を。
I assume you just get it with like a big feather duster? Like in between all the dangly bits? Either that or just like get like an air compressor and just fucking blast the thing.
最後に私もすべてを確認いたします。
そうですか。結構。私も最後にすべてを確認します。
Yeah, you're gonna get up on that ladder?
シャノン、若い使用人たちを連れて新しいテーブルクロスを準備するように。もう少し清潔感を感じる白いものを探すのですよ。
Ah, but like white gets so dirty.
あ、 かしこまりました。
even if you are trying to be like, you know, nice and clean with it, stuff is just gonna splash. You know, you cut things, you pick something up with your fork, some broth is gonna go. Natsuki was even more high-strung than normal and walked about, barking orders here and there. Even though the sky was beginning to get dark, the servants moved hurriedly about. Tomorrow would be the annual family conference. As I yawned, It wasn't particularly rare for the siblings' individual families to visit the island, but this was the only time that they would all come together. It was the most important day of the year for both the Uchinomiya family and Rogenjima. Well, the portrait isn't up yet, so this is just the young battler meeting. Natsuki, who was short-tempered on top of being high-strung, kept issuing orders one after another, only to later change her mind or ask for the work to be done again, keeping the servants busy until late into the night. Shannon now had many years of experience, and Natsuki had put her in a position of responsibility, which meant that she was frequently called over to be given all kinds of strict orders. So, when Shannon finished her shower and lay down on the bed in the servants' quarters, she fell into a deep sleep almost immediately. I can hear the sound of wind coming from somewhere far away. It's a bit different from the sound of the wind outside a room would make. It's almost as though I'm sitting in a deck chair in the rose garden, turning over in my sleep with the feeling of wind in my hair. That's right, the feel. This isn't a sound, it's a feeling. Then this is a dream? Just as I was about to accept this theory, I thought I heard someone talking to me. I'm yawning, give me a sec. Ugh. I don't know what's wrong, man. I was fine until I hit the record button. Now I'm just like, I need a nap. My. Seems the work of a servant is just as boring as it ever was. Not only boring, but difficult, strict, constraining, joyless. All you get in return for your years of service is some level of respect from the newer servants. Even that is far from sufficient to repay you for all the hard work you've done.
もういい加減飽きはせぬか、その生活に。
It's a living. Huh? Who? She wasn't just imagining someone talking to her. She was shocked to find that it was real. When Shannon opened her eyes, she gulped. Yep. She couldn't say any more. She was literally stunned silent. Shannon, who had been sleeping on a bed, was somehow in a rose garden. However, though this rose garden somehow resembled the rose garden in Rogenjima, it was also completely different. After all, the roses were golden. Not only the flowers, but the dancing butterflies too. It was a golden rose garden of mysterious beauty. Somehow, Shannon was sitting in the chair under the arbor. It was as though she had taken a nap there and woken up from a dream. But it felt strange. Is this golden rose garden a dream? For some strange reason, it even felt as though my entire life up until this point had been a dream, and that I had finally awakened here.
ようこそシャノン、我が黄金のバラ庭園へ。
There was that voice again. Shannon looked around to find who it was. As she did, a golden butterfly landed on the seat across from her and instantly created a human form. Hello, version 1.0 Beatrice.
久しぶりであるな、シャノン。
Design I'm not particularly partial to. It's a little, I don't know. Yeah. It's too, like, white. And, like, I don't know, kind of storybook, you know, little shepherd herder sheep girl.
元気であったか？まあ元気であったろうな。わらわは毎日そなたたちを観察しているのだから。
Creep. This woman laughed as though she was an old friend of Shannon's. However, Shannon obviously didn't remember this strange gold rose garden, and didn't remember this person's face either.
そうだったな。そなたはわらわをもはや覚えてはおらぬのだったな。
私はあなたを忘れているのですか？
I'm particularly not, a huge fan of like the bonnet kind of thing with like the tie under the chin.
謝るには及ばぬ。そのようにしたのだから、そなたの罪ではない。名乗ろう。わらわは黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ。
ベアトリーチェ様、親方様が口にされる後ろ宮家の王子。
Close.
そのベアトリーチェではない。六軒島の夜を支配する黄金の魔女のベアトリーチェである。
Yeah, there's some relation, but don't worry about that.
そなたが日々敬意を忘
It'll
れ
hurt your head if you think
館
too
の
hard.
もう一人の主であるぞ。
あなたがベアトリーチェ様。
怯えずともよい。わらわとそなたはもともとは同じ仲間、いやいやルームメイトだったではないか。
What a glow up.
わらわはそなたに憧れ、日々使用人の仕事に励んでいたこともあったのだ。
私はずっと一人部屋で、ルームメイトは。
Oh, yeah, Beatrice changed the past.
別れの時、そなたの記憶を奪った。
Or rewrote the story.
しかしわらわはそなたとルームメイトだったことを忘れぬ。そしてそなたとの友情をわらわの方から一方的に破棄し、だからこそ
Yeah,
一
some
人
people
の
would consider
そな
that
たに
a
悲しみを
faux
与えぬ
pas.
ために、わらわとの日々の記憶も世界も全てを消し去ったのだ。分かろうとしないで。
Alright, what's the sell? You trying to sell some Tupperware?
ただこれわらわはそなたに危害を加えるためにここに呼んだのではな
It's
い。
like someone you haven't seen since high school messages you on Facebook. Be like, hey, it's been so long. How you doing? It's like, alright, what are you trying to sell?
ここは私の夢の中ではないのですか？
夢の中と思ってよい。厳密には眠ったそなたの魂を我が庭園に招いたのだ。そなたをこの世界の住人に招くために。
Beatrice snapped her fingers, and a storm of gold butterflies all rose up around the rose garden. Well, as neat as it would be to live in a dream world, I have to go, work and pay my bills? As the cloud of butterflies danced over the table, a gorgeous tea set appeared. There were teacups and a teapot, more elegant even than those used by the Ushiromiya family. The tea filled the cups to the brim and had a sweet rose scent, one which Shannon had never smelled before. Before there was even time to be amazed by that scent, butterflies started gathering one by one on the table, and a tea stand spouted right out of it. It was like watching a magical mushroom from a fairy tale kingdom grow out of the ground. The many-layered tea stand was filled with beautiful cakes that were deserving of being called edible jewels. Of course, there were also several lovely light brown scones. The honey truly was golden honey, with bits of gold leaf dancing through it.
後ろ
Gets
宮
stuck
家
in
も
your
時に
teeth.
ティーパーティーを開くようだが、わらわのそれとは比べ物にもなるまい。
Get a nice gold foil grill.
すごい。こんなの見たことあり
I
ま
would
せん。
never pay for anything with edible gold leaf on it. Just an absolute waste.
見たことがあろうとも、それは給仕をする立場からであろうが、そなたはわらわの友人。給仕の必要はないぞ。何しろわらわは魔女。給仕は間に合っているのでな。さあ遠慮することはない。好きなだけ頬張るがよい。
ありがとう。
Don't drink too much though, otherwise you'll have to go to the bathroom and never trust, a bathroom in a dream. I learned that the hard way as a child. That was all Shannon could manage to say. It'd be hard for anyone to say much more after being suddenly invited to such a beautiful witch tea party.
まずは紅茶からどうか。ミルクは新鮮。砂糖もそのままかじりたくなるほどの上物よ。しかし、まずは最初はストレートを勧めたい。
Have it black first and then find out how much milk you want to add.
バラの花びらをほんの一枚浮かべるだけで、もう二度と人の世の紅茶など飲めなくなってしまうに違いないぞ。
Laughing happily, Beatrice opened not a sugar pot, but a rose petal pot, picked up a single crimson petal, and floated it on her tea after relishing its scent. Shannon did the same, picking up a single petal and smelling its aroma.
なんて素敵な香り。これは本当にこの世のバラの香りなの？喜んでもらえて嬉しい。わらわが紅茶に浮かべるためだけに品種改良を重ねたバラだ。
Little green thumb on Beatrice.
すりつぶしてジャムにしても、これがまた絶品でな。
The petals?
ス
Okay.
コーンにもこの上なくよく合う。試してみるか？
I really can't see making rose petal jam that working.
あ、
Like where's the sugar? You know, that needs to like, you know, melt and like come out and like caramelize. Well, not quite caramelize. You don't want it to caramelize, but you do want it to get like, you know, turn into jam. You're just gonna make rose paste if you tried to do that. Shannon had been invited to this witch tea party suddenly. However, the witch seemed so truly innocent, and her smile as she played the hostess was so happy that it made Shannon want to smile too. The tension in Shannon's heart gradually faded, and she started to enjoy her chat with this witch. I mean, I guess you could do it with like the rose hip part of the rose. You know, it's like a berry that grows on roses. Like, normally they're like dried, and you use them for like, you know, making rose hip tea. But I guess if you like got them fresh off and just didn't dry them, you could make a jam.
わらわもよく覚えているぞ。礼拝堂の窓枠の掃除がとにかく面倒であった。驚きました。あなたも使用人として働いていたことがあるのですか？
Something like that.
短い間だ。覚えておらぬだろうが、そなたと共に働いていたのだぞ。わらわはドジで物をよくなくす愚か者。そなたはわらわの憧れる理想の使用人であった。なのに私が覚えていなくて、
It's not your fault.
本当にごめんなさい。
You got like lobotomized against your will, so.
それを詫びる必要はない。ここではそなたは使用人ではなく、わらわの友人であり客人だ。ここでは何の不自由もない。何の苦労も退屈もない。そなたが望むすべてのものを与えることができるのだ。今やわらわにはそれだけの力がある。それに至ったことをそなたには知らせたかったのだ。何の取り柄もない私をこん
If
な
only
に
you
素
could,
敵な
you
お
know,
もてなし
share
で
it with
歓
people
待し
in
て
the
くだ
real
さって
world. That would be great.
本当にありがとうございます。辛き日々を今日まで耐え忍んだそなたへの褒美であると。さあ黄金の蝶たちよ、わらわの友人を退屈させるでないぞ。軽やかな舞を見せるがいい。それに飽きたなら楽団を呼び出し、そなたの好きな曲を何でも演奏させよう。それにも飽きたなら勝者なる使い魔たちに種なし手品を披露させてやろうぞ。
Would you really call your familiars refined?
安心せよ。ここでの時間は無限。
Or is that, you know, eclectic cast not been
そし
assembled
て
yet?
そなたの願いもまたわらわが無限に叶える。わらわの茶会に終わりはないのだ。
In a truly good mood, the witch told Shannon several strange stories. They were all stories Shannon had never heard before. Very interesting stories. And they were all odd, bizarre fairy tales. Shannon felt as though she had become Alice in Wonderland. The time she spent at this tea party was wholly strange, pleasant, and relaxing. No. At this tea party, there were no hands of a clock. So, the time passed like a Sunday morning, when you can wrap yourself in your blanket for as long as you want. I mean, that just makes it go by quicker because I fall asleep and I wake up and it's noon.
こんな素敵な時間
Then
を
I
与
have to
えて
get
く
out
だ
of
さ
bed
り
because it just gets too hot upstairs.
礼はいらぬ。なぜなら人の世で礼は別れの言葉を兼ねるのであろう。
Do they?
この茶会に終わりはない。だから礼も必要がない。
でも感謝します
No, I guess, you say, well, thanks for having me, but, I gotta, I gotta run.
ベアトリーチェ様こんな素敵なお茶会を本当にありがとうございますでも終わらない夢はないように
Yeah,
この夢も
if I don't wake up and clock in, Natsu's gonna fucking beat my head in.
ほう。なぜに終わらねばならぬのか。
その明日も早いので、いつまでもここでおしゃべりをしていたら奥様に大目玉をもらってしまいます。
No matter how pleasant the dream, the bell of reality tolls,
なぜに
Beatrice.
わざわざ短気な夏日のいる世界へ帰りたがるというのか。いやいや、労を多くして何のねぎらいもない人間の世界へなぜにわざわざ帰ろうというのか。
私人間ですし、
Yeah, and just where her human, real friends and connections are.
いつまでもここでお世話にはなれません。
シャノン、そなたは勘違いをしているようだ。わらわはそなたを招いたが追い返すような真似はしない。ここでの時間は永遠だ。そなたが別れを切り出さねばならぬ義理などない。わらわはそなたとどれだけ茶会を共にしようとも飽きぬぞ。むしろそなたという話し相手が
I don't know, Beatrice, this is some land of the lotus eaters kind of thing,
お言葉は嬉しいですけど、私は人間、自分の世界に帰らなくちゃいけません。
家人にこき使われ日々を学校と仕事だけに費やす何の彩りもない世界に
Well, yeah, that's just like one part of it, though.
なぜわざわざ帰るというのか。
それでもそこが私の世界ですし、
シャノン、そのような世界がそなたの世界である必要があるというのか。
It's the one and only,
率直に言おう。シャノン、
one and only real world, that is.
わらわはそなたを招いたのではない。迎えに来たのだ。
迎え？
かつてそなたのような良き使用人を目指し、そして魔女の世界に憧れ、使用人から魔女となった
Like I said,
わ
we
ら
all
わ
have
は
those phases.
もうだからそなたを迎えに来たのだ。
Beatrice spoke quietly and slowly rose from her seat.
シャノン、やはり使用人よりも魔女の世界の方がずっと楽しいぞ。この茶会など旧友とのほんの挨拶代わりでしかない。わらわとそなたが望めば望んだ数だけいくらでも楽しき催しは繰り広げられる。それこそ無限に永
I
遠に。
mean, I don't know, Beatrice. I've seen the kind of parties you throw. Ugh.
この黄金のバラ庭園を
I mean,
完
that's
成さ
later,
せた
when
今
you get more, banana shaped and
わらわ
twisted.
は至
But
ったのだ。こここそが理想郷。そう、ここを黄金の理想郷と名付けよう。その完成に至ったからこそそなたを迎えに来たのだ。もう何の不自由も忍耐も努力も必要ない。ここでそなたとわらわは永遠にいつまでも楽しく過ごすのだ。
I mean, I too have those thoughts on Sunday night, before I go to bed and I have to get up early in the morning, go to work. Like, man, what if I just don't? What if I just never leave and just order, DoorDash forever and never leave my house?
まるで終わりのないおとぎ話のようにな。
素敵な申し出を本当にありがとうございます。
And it's like, yeah, well,
でも
maybe later when
私
I'm
は
like
元の世界へ
40
帰
and
ら
I can
なくては
retire
なり
and
ま
just
せん。
live off my
なぜに
oh god, what is it? not a stipend. It's like that, but you know, when you retire and you get it for your retirement. Oh god, my brain has completely stopped working and I can't remember it. Anyway, you know.
ここは私の世界ではありませんので。
それは認める。これまではそなたの世界ではなかった。だからわらわが招くのだ。
Yeah, you can still crash here.
これより
No, we got the
こ
fold-out
こはわ
couch
ら
in
わ
the
とそ
corner
な
of the
たの
rose
世界
garden.
となる。そなたはもう客人ではない。この世界のもう一人の主となるのだ。わらわにも何の遠慮も無用。この無限の世界でかつてルームメイトだった時のように過ごすだけの話。
その記憶がないことが
They were
私
roommates.
はとても残念です。でもそのお招きはお断りしたいと思います。
なぜにそなたに人間の世界に戻らねばならぬ。
I mean, I'm pretty sure she's like under contract, so that.
どんな義理があるというのか。
True, the world of humans, or the world of servants, is busy all the time. Madam is strict, high-strung, and has a short temper. It'd be a lie if I said that everyday chores weren't a pain, and having to balance work with school doesn't make it even harder. Beatrice had watched over those painful days the whole time. She had seen the constantly tired shoulders heaving a sigh many times. That was why she had invited Shannon here, to this golden paradise. She tried to give Shannon a perfect welcome to truly make her happy. So why had Shannon selected her original world over this one? Beatrice was overcome with shock and completely unable to understand.
この理想郷にてわらわはそなたに対し最高のもてなしをした。そしてそれはこれからもそれ以上の楽しい日々が続く。なのにそれでも人間の世界を選ぶそなたには人間の世界にて魔女の閲楽以上の楽しさがあるというのか。
I mean, there's no boys here.
はい、人間の世界にだって魔法に負けないくらい楽しいことがあります。
バカな。あるわけがない。
Yeah, you know, there's no TV. How am I supposed to watch, my friends' reruns?
いいえ、あります。
Shannon's expression was soft. However, her words were firm. There was something wonderfully alluring in this human world. And that something was apparently not in this paradise, which was supposed to have everything just as they wanted it.
バカな。わからぬ。わからぬ。
As Beatrice muttered, she shifted restlessly several times. However, no matter how often she said it, Shannon's smile didn't falter, and Beatrice couldn't think of an answer.
では私はこれで失礼します。お茶本当に美味しかったです。
わからぬ。わからぬ。わらわは全てを無限に手に入れられる偉大なる黄金の魔女。そのわらわにそなたは手に入れられぬものがあるとそう申すのか。
Yep.
はい。
There's no other humans here.
知りたい。
Where's the genuine connections? The heart.
全てを手に入れたと信じるわらわが未だ手に入れておらぬものとは何なのか。
多分あなたはもうそれをご存知と思います。だから私をここへ招いてくれたのではないですか。
Mm-hmm.
魔女を煙に巻くというのか。
ではこれでここに住むことはできませんが、お茶会にお誘いくださった時には必ずお伺いしようと思います。
Yeah, we can do some little home visits when you get, dreadfully lonely
もう呼
to
ば
the
ぬ
point
わ。
of reaching out.
安心するがよい。
Beatrice snapped her fingers, and Shannon popped out of existence. She had returned Shannon's soul to the dream of her original self. Although people have many dreams in the night, they can remember none of them. I mean, false. I can certainly remember quite a few dreams I've had. The tea party in this paradise would mix in with many other dreams and vanish. The next morning, Shannon would not remember this tea party. However, Shannon's cup remained here. The witch who had lost her guest and was standing alone looked all the more lonely. The witch dug her fingernails into the tablecloth. That grimace as she bit her lower lip made it clear that she still hadn't solved the puzzle Shannon had left behind.
リーチェ、
Hey, Gap.
気にすることないわよ。
Above Shannon's empty seat, a black hole opened, and the owner of that voice flew out of it.
気にもする。ああもガツンと言われてはな。
夜明けも近いから、早く睡眠に戻りたいだけだったんじゃない？
わらわが知らず、そしてシャノンが知る閲楽とは何か。わらわの理想郷になくて、人間の世界にのみある何かとは何か。
Oh, Beatrice, you're so dumb.
わからぬ。知りたい。
難しいこと考えたって、頭痛の種に水をやるだけだわ。
Empty head, no thoughts.
シャノンの代わりなら、私が務めてあげる。私たちで楽しくお茶会を過ごしましょうよ。
もう茶会の気分ではない。そなたとの茶会はもう飽きた。
Beatrice just here with her friends Penny, Chip, and Napkin. The gang's all here.
釣れないわ。
The witch shrugged and laughed and took a bite out of a scone. You know, I'm not that big into scones. They're a little too dry. You know, and I know that's like the whole point, you know, dry to go with the wetness of the tea, but still, it's like if you run out of tea and you just gotta eat the rest of it, it's a bit much. Then she blew into it, and it swelled up like a balloon before finally popping. Gold ribbons and butterflies flew out, but Beatrice didn't appear to notice.
一体何をわらわは持たぬというのか。何を。
It's a very loud propeller on that boat.
どうぞお足元にお気をつけになって。
ありがとう船長さん。お体本当に大
He's
事に
only
なさ
been
って
wearing
ね
the same outfit to this family conference for years.
わしの友人にな、肩こりによく効くっちゅうのを商ってるのがおるんや。次の時試供品もらってくるで。
いえいえ。
Yeah, let's take
お気遣いをありが
ibuprofen
とうござい
together.
ます。
ほらガキども、いつまではしゃぎ回ってやがる。とっとと降りろい。
ほらマリア、ママと一緒にお船を降りましょうね。
Yeah, little babby Maria. Ba-ba-boo. Maria, or Rosa led by the hand, was still too young for kindergarten. However, she seemed to notice that her cousins, whom she rarely ever saw, were playing all around her, and she was very excited. Battler and George had the energy of middle schoolers or near middle schooler kids. Those two, along with Jessica, who had met up with them on Nijima, were making a lot of noise on the deck.
アスム、大丈夫か？
Oh yeah, you know, she's still around and hasn't kicked it yet.
本当に乗り物がダメだね。
Rudolph lent an arm to his wife Azumu.
ようこそ六軒島へ。長旅を
Hey
大
Genji,
変お
still
疲れ様
old
でご
as
ざい
ever.
ました。
The whole family had gathered for the conference. At this point in time, Rudolph's wife was still Azumu, and Anjay hadn't been born. I keep wanting to add words in there that aren't there. You know, my brain is like, oh yeah, this will make the sentence sound way smoother. But then I stop myself because I'm like, that's not one on screen. I can't just add the lines. Goda and Kanon hadn't yet been employed by the Ushiromiya family, and the witch's epitaph, which would toy with the family's fate, hadn't appeared yet. They probably couldn't even imagine the bizarre crime that awaited them several years in the future.
旦那様、奥様、親族の方々がご到着なさいました。
では 私は親父殿に声をかけてくるとしよう。
Yeah, because he's still alive and not dead yet.
私は皆様方をお迎えします。あ、シャノン、この窓枠を掃除したのは誰ですか？まだ埃があるではありませんか。
That'll buff.
大急ぎで拭きなさい。
Yeah, use the underside of your skirt. No one will notice.
かしこまりました、奥さん。
Oh, come on. Natsu's making her work so hard again. Just what good does she find in such a fussy, ulcer-inducing life? I wanted to know. Shannon, what is it that you found? And what did you mean when you said that I already knew what I was missing? Shannon, is there something I must learn by learning about you?
親族会議の日の六軒島は普段と何が違うのだろう。
それは絶対賑やかさ。
Oh, that's certainly true.
これだけの子供が集まることはないものね。
Plenty of ankle
大
biters.
人たちにとっては緊張感を強いられる日だったろうけれど、僕たち子供にとっては仲良しのいとこたちと一度に会える素敵な日だったね。
夏はいとこたちで海ではしゃいだし、冬は冬でいろいろゲームをして遊んだっけ。俺たちにとっては親族会議ってのは楽しいもんだったぜ。
Probably not too much snow that you would get there. I mean, besides like a couple dustings, but you know.
母さんなんか
I
は
doubt you're making
粗相があっ
snowmen.
てはダメとかうるさかったけど、私にとってもいとこみんなで遊べる楽しい日だった。何しろ普段の六軒島には何もねえんだから。
I mean, just like go fishing or something.
すげえお屋敷に住んでたり、
You know,
プライベ
fish
ート
for
ビーチがあった
crabs
り。
along the rocks.
ガキの頃は羨ましいと思ってたけど、ジェシカの身になって考えるとさぞや窮屈だったと思うぜ。
A gilded cage.
だろうね。六軒島には本当に何もない。
What a tragic heroine you are, Jessica.
友達の家もお隣もご近所もない。ジェシカちゃんの気持ちを考えると少し気の毒に思うよ。
だから私にとっては親族会議の日ははしゃいでふざけて、まるでお祭りの日みたいな気持
Yeah,
ち
you
だっ
get to
た。
actually be like a snot-nosed brat.
徹底的に悪ふざけの限りを尽くしたぜ。
大人たちは小難しい話ばかりで、あっちで遊んでなさいってこと。
年の近いいとこたちが3人。はしゃぎ回らないわけがない。
いや、3人じゃない。4人だったよ。
エンジェは生まれてないし、マリアはまだ一緒に遊べるような年じゃないわ。
Well, good thing Shannon's here.
違うよ、フルフル。年が近いのはいとこだけじゃないよ。
シャノンちゃんだよ。彼女も俺らと同じくらいの年だったからな。
母さんが使用人のことは話すなとうるさかったけれど、私とシャノン
Yeah,
は
that's not gonna stop you.
少しずつ交流を深めていったよ。六軒島で最も年が近い唯一の女の子だったんだから。
僕たちとシャノンの4人は仲良しだったんだ。親族会議の時はいつも楽しく遊んでいたよ。ね、シャノン。
はい。奥様に知られれば。
Yeah, but this is also when you're like a huge dork, George. So, probably wasn't looking, you know, looking much to hanging out with you.
叱らせなんかしねえぜ。シャノンはずっと私の気持ちを唯一理解してくれる親友だったぜ。
ありがとうございます、お嬢様。
I could not hide my shock. How had she formed a relationship with the children of the family, despite being only a servant? Natsu had probably been very careful to prevent such a relationship. However, it's no surprise that Jessica, all alone on this island, would want to be friends with a kid of her own age. And Shannon was also alone on this island without any friends her age. Though they both understood the relationship as master and servant, they somehow managed to strike up a friendship. I mean, look at fucking, Kinzo and Genji. Well, Genji also, you know, joined up, you know, a lot later in life. And Kinzo hired him a lot later in life, but, you know, same thing. Then, at the family conference, Jessica had introduced Shannon to George and Battler. All the adults had their hands full with their complicated discussions in the mansion. During that time, Shannon was able to put aside her role as a servant for a little bit, and act her age with Jessica, George, and Battler. I had no idea that Shannon had constructed this new world so quickly. As a butterfly hiding in the shadows, I observed this new world as Shannon's.
God, it
feels like it's been ages since we got this track.
ただ駆け回ってふざけ合うだけが最高に楽しかったな。
だな。この時ばかりはシャノンちゃんも年相応の笑顔を見せてくれたぜ。
ちょっとはしゃぎすぎてたかもです。お恥ずかしい。
Just a smidge?
今でこそバトラも立派な身長だけど、当時は私やシャノンの方が背が高いし、力も
that's
強
how
か
it
ったっ
is.
け。
Girls get their growth spurt earlier than guys.
当時の俺は成長がちょいと遅かったからな。
成長が遅い方の方が背は伸びると
That
聞いたこ
is
とがあります。
most certainly not true.
そうだろうな。シャノンちゃんの胸もあの頃は全然こんなじゃなかったもんな。
そんなことはないよ。
Also, been a while since we got that Balor face.
シャノンだってあの頃からもう女性の魅力を持ち始めてたよ。
I mean, bit of an odd thing to confirm about yourself, but of course you were paying attention, George.
女性の魅力ってなんだよ。やらしい。
いやー、あの頃はまだ俺も可愛かったな。夏服の肩からちらりと見える紐に青い春の稲妻を感じたもんだぜ。ジョージの兄貴と一緒にシャノンちゃんの胸はいくつくらいか夜にこそこそと話し合ったのが懐かしいぜ。
What a bunch of little fucking shitters.
そうなんですか、ジョージ様。
おそらくは大いに誤解のある話だと思うよ。
Just confess.
僕は男女の成長の違いについて人生の先輩として講義をした記憶はあっても、
Yeah.
いとこ同士での夜のワイダンはむしろ健全な発育の証であって、その
You're just making it worse.
いやー、みんなでいとこ部屋で深夜になるまでそういう話をしてたっけな。隣のクラスの誰々がキスをしたらしいとか、サマーキャンプで素敵だなと思ってたこと手をつなげちゃったとか、誰々は自分に気があり
With
そう
your
でと
gross,
かなんと
sweaty
か。
kid hands because you're, going crazy.
なんか恥ずかしくて全身が痒くなってきたぜ。
いいじゃないか。
Yep, just bury those memories deep down and never acknowledge that they ever happened.
それもまた青春の甘酸っぱい1ページ。
男女を意
That
識
hurts
し
to
合う
look
ところ
back
から
on.
一番最初のピュアな恋が生まれるの。
ただ男女で一緒にいたいだけというとてもシンプルでピュアで、それでいて高潔な最初の恋。
素敵だわ。
But then you don't know what you're doing, and you don't know that you need to nurture it, so it just kind of stays there, like a plant you put on your windowsill, but then never water, and it just kind of withers into nothing, and then you throw it in the trash.
年頃の少年少女たちが愛の世界を思い浮か
Good
べな
old
がら語
puppy
り
love.
合う。そんなこともありましたでしょうか。
何をとぼけてるんだか。耳まで真っ赤になりながらもシャノンちゃんが一番興味津々って感じだったじゃねえかよ。
Oh God, you're one of the people who turns tomato red?
興味津々なんてことはありませんでした。私はその皆さんよくいろいろなことをご存知だな。
My entire face doesn't get red, but I get some crazy flushed cheeks when I start blushing.
うん。シャノンが一番かまととぶってて、そのくせ興味津々だった。一番むっつりスケベだった。
I'd buy it.
そんなことありません。そんなことありません。お嬢様嫌いです。
そういつもこんな感じ。昼は子供らしくはしゃぎ合い、夜は枕を寄せて。
But then you left Battler, you ruined everything. It was never the same.
それら全部をひっくるめてどれも懐かしいね。
エッチな話をひそひそして、親の足音が近づいてきたら、ガバッと布団に潜って寝たふりしたりとかあったな。
あったあった、修学旅行かっつーの。
全員同時にガバッと隠れる感じ、暗黙のルールみたいな感じというか、妙な連帯感というか。
And then it's the responsibility of the adults to pretend that, you know, they were fooled.
あの感じがすごい好きでした。
とにかくそういう話だけじゃなかったよ。他にもいろいろあった。僕たちはまさに青春を謳歌し合っていたよ。
Well, maybe you guys did.
これは何だというのか。
Real human interaction and connections? Shannon, is this that fun thing of the human world? Is this incomprehensible messing around the thing that you found?
子供同士が群れてバカバカしい遊びに熱中し、くだらぬ話題で盛り上がる。
Yep.
これがそなたの見つけた魔女の閲楽にも勝る
And then
人
you
間
get
の
older,
閲
and
楽
then,
だ
you
と
know,
いう
you
の。
have a campfire at the beach when everyone's getting drunk, and then you're running around and you wrestle, and, you know, you do, like, piggyback ride races, and you fall in the sand, and everyone laughs and has a good time.
はい。
But of course, you know, you're not burning pallets because that's a bad idea because pallets are full of nails, and then you have nails in the sand, and you always pick up after yourself. Even drinking is irresponsible to litter on the beach.
あなたにはこれが楽しくは見えませんか？
退屈とは言わぬ。だがこの低俗なはしゃぎ合いが全ての望みを叶えられるわらわの理想郷よりも勝るとは消せぬ。
人と触れ合うことはとても楽しいことなんです。もちろんあなたの世界も楽しいものだと思います。それでも私はこちらを選びます。
You know, you can have a little bit of both.
わからぬ。わからぬ。
Beatrice held her head as though she was having a headache. But no matter how much she grimaced, she couldn't think of an answer.
教えよ。そなたはこのような低俗なはしゃぎ合いの中に何を見つけたというのか。
It's like the, I was about to say the second, but I think is it the third Pokemon movie, The Mystery of the Unknown? It's like that. That's all this is.
知りたいですか？
知りたい。
You know, the whole plot of that, like, you know, you gotta leave the dream world behind and the fake Entei and go to the real world and give Ash back his mom.
恋です。
The fish? Fish?
これ前に約束した推理小説。
Oh yeah, you're both little fucking book nerds.
ありがとうございます。お借りしますね。
いいよ、シャノンちゃんにやるよ。俺はもう読み終わっちまったし。
そんな、もらってしまっては悪いです。高いものでしょうし。
It's a book.
バザーで
Not
こ
that
の何百
expensive.
円かでまとめ買いしたやつだから気にするなって。それより早く全部読んでまたいろいろと議論をしようぜ。シャノンちゃんといろいろ議論するのは楽しいからさ。
はい、私も楽しいです。ミステリーは一人で読むよりも二人で読む方が楽しいですよね。
議論したり妄想したりするのが楽しいよな。ミステリーは読んで半分を楽しみ、読んだ人間同士で語り合って。
The second part of the fun is getting into fights on forums on the internet with people whose theories are wrong. It all started when we realized that we both read mystery novels. We were both surprised and very interested to find that the other not only read tons of mystery novels, but read them very thoroughly. Ever since then, it's been like this. Separate from the games we played with all the cousins, the two of us met together for some time alone. At first, it was sort of like a contest to see who knew more than the other. However, eventually, this turned into respect for how much the other had read and how deeply they were able to think about it. Respect. Trust. Those emotions made our friendship even stronger. Of course, all that had still fallen within the category of friendship. But we were still slightly aware of the fact that the other was of the opposite sex, begging for a relationship that was charming, or youthful, or you might even call it exciting, a little titillating. However, we were still so young that even the word youth felt like it might be overstating our age. Of course, we didn't know a thing about love, so we couldn't understand that tickling feeling in our chests, both bitter and sweet, that we only felt when we were alone together. However, we realized that there was some unknown emotion hidden behind that feeling, and as our hearts raced, we had our hands upon the door. That was the exciting age we were at. So, at some point, our discussions about mystery novels became just an excuse for us to spend time alone together.
ホワイダニットを大切にした推理小説ってあまりねえんだよな。
ホワイダニット？犯
The
人の
motive.
動機ですか？
ああ、推理小説で探るべき3つの論点はフーダニット、
You can't
ハウ
ignore
ダ
the
ニット、
heart, Shannon.
そしてホワイダニット。
Especially your own. He says, dramatically, while brushing his hair to the side.
この前者2つを扱う小説は結構多いと思うが、最後のホワイダニットを扱う小説って案外ないんだよな。
犯人特定後に動機を自白する作品は結構あると思いますけど。
それを犯人が自白する前に推理できるようになってなければダメなんだ。動機がないと思われていた人物が推理不能な動機により事件に及ぶってのは。
Yeah, they can't just be like, oh, when you beat me in that pie eating contest 20 years ago, oh, you planted the seed of hate in my heart. Like, you can't do that with, like, no mention of the fated pie eating contest.
俺は個人的にはアンフェアだと思ってる。
Who done it? Who is the culprit? How done it? Why did they commit how did they commit the crime? Why done it? Why did they commit the crime?
誰が犯人かとか、どんなトリックでとか。
And why?
それを問う作品はすげえ多いぜ。いや、ほとんどだろうな。しかし、動機を推理する作品ってのは決して多くないと思う。
そうですね。Who、How、Why の3つの中で一番ないがしろにされている要素かもしれませんね。
ホワイダニットを大切にしない推理小説ってのはなんだか一味足りないように思う。いや、つまらないって言ってんじゃない。
Yeah, they're good, but they're like you appreciate the mechanics of the mystery, not,
なんていうのか。
the soul.
一番大切なものが足りないような気がするんだ。
一番大切なものが足りない？
心だよ。心が足りない。
心。
人の心ってのはすごく重要だと思うんだ。
Alright, smooth, my guy.
人間が殺人を決意し、計画し、準備し、実行に踏み切るにはものすごい大きな心の力が必要なはずなんだ。人は心で動いてるんだぜ。
In other words, only the heart can kill a person. When an emotional upheaval grows strong enough to make a person want to kill, the result is a tragedy called murder. Putting it another way around, that means that the true way to close in on the crime is by searching for the heart that brings about the tragedy of murder. Only the heart can kill. So, if a person has been killed, you must search for the heart. That's what he told me.
だからさ、犯人がただの殺人狂で面白半分に事件を起こしてるって作品はなんだか少し
Yeah, fair.
好きになれない。
They're more like a natural disaster.
殺すに値する十分な心の動きを描いた作品がお好きだと？
そうさ。そしてそれを推理させてくれる作品が俺は本当は一番好きなんだ。
As he spoke, he looked back at me and smiled. Before today, I used to like novels that focused on exposing the tricks. However, I decided to look for novels like the ones he recommended in the future.
心ってやつを俺はないがしろにしたくない。人は 心で動いてるんだからな。
Alright, Wilbert.
そうですね。おっしゃる通りだと思います。
This isn't limited to the mystery genre. All people, at all times, are driven by their hearts. Figuring out the heart is the essence of the interactions between people. No, interactions between hearts. None of us humans can live on our own, and yet we have no way of peeking into the hearts of others. That's why every meeting between people is its own mystery of the heart. Encountering these mysteries, reasoning about them, and understanding them is what allows people and hearts to connect with one another. The two of us are here alone, by ourselves, talking together about mysteries. And through that, we are exploring each other's hearts and debating its mysteries. I want you to feel about me the way I feel about you. We're both exploring, trying to figure out the depths of the other's heart in this mystery of love.
Oh. もうこんな時間だな。兄貴たちを待たせちゃってるかな。
そろそろ戻った方がいい時間ですね。
シャノンちゃんと話してる
It's
と
not like it can get too dark on an
あっという間
island.
に
You
時
know,
間が
there's
過ぎちまうな。
well, I was about to say there's no like mountains or hills for the sun to fall behind, but from the looks of it, at least from you know, the CG of the oceans, you know, it is more like an archipelago. So there's other hilly mountain islands that the sun could dip behind, and then it could get dark. He seemed to be speaking the words of my heart. We were thinking the same thing, so the same words came
い
out.
つまでも二人きりでお話をできたらいいのに、時計の針が恨めしいです。
俺もだぜ。六軒島で一番楽しいのはこうしてシャノンちゃんと話すことだからな。
When I saw that his smiling eyes were looking right at me, I turned around. I couldn't let him see me suddenly red-faced.
私も外の世界へ出られたなら、
That's when you just lie and say it's a trick of the setting sun.
もっともっとたくさんの本を読めるのに。
The bookshop in Nijima that I go to and the bookshop he goes to in the city are on completely different scales. The book exchange between the two of us had become completely one-sided, with him giving me all the books.
シャノンちゃんはいつまで使用人を続ける気なんだ。
わかりません。
もしいつか辞める時が来たら。
来たら？
俺のところへ来いよ。
He said it almost carelessly. Maybe he was a bit embarrassed since he laughed weakly and
そした
blushed.
ら今度はもう時間も何も気にせずに済むもんな。
そうですね。ずっと一緒にいられますね。
Little secret dates on this island only happened a few times a year. And even when they did happen, it was only for a short, uncertain period of time. It wouldn't work over the phone or with letters. We could only talk about our mystery when we were standing together like this.
必ずその日は来るさ。
来るでしょうか。
ああ、絶対にな。
Certain? How can you be certain?
その日が来たら俺が白馬にまたがって迎えに来てやるぜ。
And then you flubbed it. You just dropped it. You just completely forgot. After saying this, he turned away. He was probably too proud to show me his blushing cheeks. But even without seeing, I knew what his face looked like. To come riding on a white horse. Who did that again? Isn't that like a fairy tale prince? So, what exactly does that mean? Oh, Shannon, you're so dumb. Does that mean you're gonna be my prince? My mind was going blank, so I just couldn't reason out his mystery of love, even though it was plain and simple.
その日はいつ来るんでしょう。
Never.
シャノンちゃんさえ決心したならすぐにさ。
You fucking missed your shot and George swooped in on the rebound. My heart skipped a beat. It was so sweet, yet it hurt.
俺はいつだっていいんだぜ。シャノンちゃんの人生さ。よく考えてから決心するといい。俺はその決心がいつであってもそれを尊重するぜ。
はい。
その日までずっと待ってるぜ。
If I were a bit more foolish and courageous, I could have told him that my mind was already made up, and I could have asked him to take me away from this island right now. But I can't. I have to think carefully about my future, for both our sakes. My head filled with pointless, senseless thoughts.
嬉しいです。ありがとう。
With his back still to me, he scratched his head and laughed. I knew he was doing this out of embarrassment, so I could clearly tell what his expression must have been. In the same way, he must have realized what my face looked like. We were both puzzle solvers of love. We theorized about each other's love, solving each other's mysteries.
時間をくれてありがとうございます。
時間は無限にあるぜ。
いいえ、それでは申し訳ないです。待ちくたびれちゃったら申し訳ないです。だから
But
決心しました。
that's also childhood, the youth, talking real big game that you never back up.
決心しますというのが正しいでしょうか。今すぐ使用人を辞めるという意味じゃありません。そう、1年後に。
If, 1 year from now, you still feel certain about coming for me on a white horse, and me too, if I still like you a year from now, I'd like to dedicate the rest of my life to you.
1年後にこの同じ場所で決心しようと思います。
1年か。いい時間だな。春夏秋冬。
With your aunt cousin.
それだけの時間を過ごして。
Your
自
cousin
分の
aunt.
心と正直に向き合うといいぜ。
ですから来年きっと迎えに来てくださいね。
おう。
He responded to my cowardly resolve with a quick, strong
その日
answer.
が来るのを待っているぜ。
はい、私も待っていますからね。
I can't believe you fucking fumbled the bag so hard on this
絶
battler.
対来てくださいね。
Like, I get your mom dying and, like, your dad remarrying right after kind of, like, threw you off your game, but...
絶対ですよ。来年来てくださいね。
But that's like when you run into her arms and she'll make it all okay.
ああ、絶対来るぜ。ここで会おうな。
But you just completely fell apart. Definitely. What a dweeb. A fool. A maroon. I see. So, this emotion is what, this emotion that feels like sweet suffocation is love? It is an emotion I do not know, one I do not possess. Though my magic can grant any wish, though my paradise can grant any wish, it is something I cannot have, an incomprehensible emotion that burns like fire, and yet one desires madly to hold it close. All I know is that no matter how great a witch I might become, I cannot create this emotion. It must be given by another person. For the first time, I realized that I am not all-powerful. I knew that Shannon had discovered in the world of humans.
この感情は
Let's say,
ダメだな。
I feel like I read that wrong. I knew what Shannon had discovered in the world of humans. Yeah.
覚えちまったら忘れられぬではないかよ。
Just Beatrice was finishing the line. So my cadence was off because I was expecting to say it. Shannon, you win. Love, is it? maybe the most important element, and the one that I lack. Shannon, I shall observe from afar the course of your love. Go forth and teach me more and more about this new emotion. As Beatrice is just sitting on her couch screaming at the soap opera before her as it all falls apart. You know, watching her, like, her stories. We'll keep going for a little bit.
This姿は貸してあげるわ。私、バカは嫌いだから。仮の名としてクレルと名乗りなさい。それともベアトがいい？感謝します。
Beato would make it a little too
み
confusing.
すぼらしい姿を晒さずに済みます。
Bernkastel had given this person a fake form. It was a temporary form for the person acting the part of Beatrice. A false appearance intended for those yet to reach the truth of Beatrice's identity. I mean, at this point in the story, like, come on.
リオン、これが異なる世界のあなたにして我の物語。
Well, if you're Beatrice, who is Shannon, who is Yasuda, who is Beatrice, because Beatrice isn't here because she's gone, and Battler's gone. Does that make, is Willard Battler's somebody or his nobody? I haven't played Kingdom Hearts. All I know is that it gets real fucking dumb later on, and Woody roasts Xehanort in the third one, which is really like the seventh one. And then there's the one, like, that's like the fraction in the title that I still don't know how to pronounce. I know it's like however many days over like 2 or whatever. Though I did play the first part of Kingdom Hearts 1, because I had the PlayStation 2 demo disc, which had like the first part of like Jack and Daxter. It had like the like Destiny Island part of Kingdom Hearts 1, and it had just like a whole spattering of other games. I have no idea where I got it. I think I got it because like one of the guys that worked at my mom's work got it in like a gaming magazine and knew that I liked games, so gave it to my mom to give to me. Like, I think that's how it went down.
私も自分の人生にもしも想像することがあります。しかし、あなたの話す物語は
It's pretty whack.
私の想像を超えすぎている。
それでももう一人のお前のたどった人生だ。
だからって容易に受け入れられるものではありません。
Fair. Leon suddenly yelled and looked at the floor. Leon already knew. Because of the fragments provided by Bernkastel, Leon knew. This was a different world where the same person lived as the Golden Witch Beatrice. And in this world, eventually, on the day of October 1986 family conference, this person would be the ringleader of a terrible crime.
いくら異なる世界とはいえ、私が家族や親族を、使用人の人たちみんなを巻き込んで恐ろしい事件の首謀者になる。それに私はどう向き合えばいいというのです。
Fair, like, yeah, it's not me, but it's also me.
黙って聞いて。
別の人生では私が使用人をしていて、かと思えばいつの間にか魔女になっていて、そしてやがては恐ろしい殺人事件を何度も繰り返す。それをどう理解しろと言うんです。
ああ、そうだろうな。
Yeah, fair.
誰にも理解はできねえだろうよ。こいつももはや誰にも理解してもらえるとは思ってねえ。だからお前なんだ。だからベルンカステルはお前とこいつ出会うはずのない自分同士を。
別に深い意味はないわ。
Yeah, just for fun.
単なる気まぐれよ。
誰にも理解できない動機だから、リオン。せめてお前だけは理解しろ。
You've been wrapped up in the machinations of a
この
witch.
物語の主役は
Don't
俺じ
question
ゃ
it
ない。
too hard.
お前だ。俺はお前の理解を助けるための介助役に過ぎね
ミルは犯人の動機を理解したと言いましたね。
ああ。
それは私が家族を、親族を、
I mean, it's pitiful.
みんなを殺すに足る納得できる動機なんですか？
さあな。それを考えるのは自分だ。俺が納得してもお前が納得するわけじゃねえ。お前の納得はお前がするんだ。
私には何が何だか本当にわからないんです。
It's okay, you get used to it. Just roll with the punches. It eventually
ベ
all
アトリーチェ
clicks.
が起こしたといういくつものゲーム版という名の事件を見ました。そして今もう一人の私が語る異なる人生についても聞いています。でも全然それと事件がつながらない。理解ができない。
私もこの時やがてそのような恐ろしい事件を引き起こすことになるなど
Yeah, it
想像することもできませんでした。
seems like things came unraveled at some point.
いえ、仮に想像し得たとしても私にあのような事件を起こす力は。
だろうな。お前の不幸は多分碑文の謎を解いたことだろうな。
おじい様が出題したという隠し黄金の碑文ですか？
事件ごとに異なる共犯者を得るシステム。
Mm-hmm.
導き出される推理は犯人が莫大な金を持っていたという可能性。そして全てを
just
応
bribe
援
them
鏡
all.
に招き、全ての恋を成就させるもう一つのシステム。
動機だけでなくそこまでをお察しでしたか？
それこそが第4のゲームの最後の謎の答えだ。お前の最大の不幸は碑文を解き、本当の意味で黄金の魔女として復活し、その
The
魔力を
power
得
of
てしまった
money!
ことだ。
今となっては
The,
あれはやは
the
り
power
不
to
幸なこ
corrupt
とだったの
any
でしょう
soul
か？
with a gold bar.
わかりません。しかし1986年にバトラさんが帰ってくるという事実が変わらぬ限り何かの悲劇は起こったでしょう。
そうだな。バトラが帰ってくるのが1年早いか遅いかだったら事件は起こらなかったかもしれねえ。
Oh, some small incident would probably have occurred, and it would surely have been a mysterious and possible incident which no one could understand. But even so, it would have been insignificant compared to the Rokunjima serial murders.
バトラ君が1年早いか遅いかだったらとは。
I don't know, she probably wouldn't have either, fully resolved herself to, carrying it out, or hadn't found the gold yet, or, just settled down after a bit.
運命とは本当に皮肉なものですね。
Because by then she would have already been married to George and, kind of moved on.
私に魔女の人生を歩ませ碑文を解くことで本当の魔女となり、そして6年を経て彼の帰りを知る。それら全てが運命ならば、これは私にとって必然であり逃れられなかった事件。
バトラは1980年、母アスムの死と父ルドルフの早すぎる再婚に憤慨して後ろ宮家を飛び出した。そして6年間、後ろ宮家を離れた。
He convinced his grandparents on his mother's side to help him and had his last name changed to his mother's maiden name. Then, when those grandparents passed away, he finally made up with Rudolph and returned to the Ushinomiya family again in 1986.
その不運がお前に事件の動機を生む。
思いました。どうして6年も経て今さら帰ってくるのかと。
Would have been better if you never came back.
そうだな。いっそ永遠に帰ってこない方がお前には良かったのかもしれない。
Just the knife that had been stuck in her heart since he left. You know, he just decides to come on back and, you know, inadvertently just give it the good old twist. You know, once she thought like, oh, you know, maybe, you know, it's finally starting to heal. Just nope.
もちろん苦しみは続いていたでしょう。しかし大量殺人という許されざる犯罪に手を染めずには済んだかもしれません。
Just got thrown off a little off balance, let's say.
バトラ君が後ろ宮家を去り、それがどんな動機になるというんですか。
Clearly, never, you know, never dealt with a woman spurned.
逆？
バトラが去ったから事件が起こる。
He never came back.
バトラが帰ってきたから事件が起こるんだ。
Well, yeah.
こうして考えれば考えるほどに後ろ宮パトラ、なんと憎らしい男か。何より憎らしいのは彼は自分のせいで事件が起こることに最後まで何の自覚もなかったこと。
What can you say? He's the dumb kid.
思い出した。ただしお前が諦めて消えたよりずっと後のことだがな。
それが本当なら私の心も少しは救われるのですが、
私には未だにあなたたちが何の話をしているのか分かりません。ですが逃げずに聞こうと思います。
Fucking fat chance.
知ろうと思います。一体あなたに何があって事件を決意するというのですか。
そうだ、それが一番大事なんだ。後宮バトラが推理小説に対しホワイダニットを尊んだように黄金の魔女の物語のゲームも謎もすべてそこに秘められている。
では引き続き語りましょう。1980年私が事件を決意する。
That was a really long pause on your part there. You're entirely your own fault. But still, again, you know, little short episode. If I was a good person, I would probably double it up to make up for not recording yesterday. However, I am exhausted. I am so fucking tired today. Like, I want to go to bed, guys. It's only like 8:30, but I need to go to sleep. So with that, as we're getting here for today, once again, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. See you guys all next time for the next episode of Umineko, where we reach the heart. Catch you guys then. Later. Bye. Mwah.